Hey guys, V Rising's coming out to the PlayStation 5 on June 11, 2024. I've been playing it on the PC since early access, and finally, with the 1.0 update, they added controller support. So I'm going to show you how it works. Let's get to it. We're loaded in the game, and the first thing you notice is that the button maps are Xbox 360 buttons on the PC. For some reason, I cannot figure out a way on how to get the PlayStation 5 button maps unless there is maybe a mod or something like that. But for this video, I'll just try my best to explain which buttons I'm actually pressing. So we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So the first thing you notice, obviously, with this game with controller support, first thing we're going to do is obviously we move around with the left stick, which works very, very well. What I like about using the left stick instead of the mouse and keyboard is that you can actually, walk, with the light press or with the light movement. So that's pretty good. Basic attack is going to be your R2. It's RT here, but it's R2 on the dual shock, as you can see, pressing R2. And you can hold it and it'll keep hitting. Okay. Secondary attack, weapon attack will be L2 right here. The third attack that you would get in a weapon, depending on the weapon upgrade, will be R2 and R1 together. All right, so that's pretty simple, pretty cool, works well. Now, one of the big things that everyone is worried about is camera movement. I have to be honest, it's a little funky. However, it does work. Just think of here it's Y, but for the PS5 controller, it will be triangle. Triangle is your camera button, basically. So you would press and hold triangle. And if you see on the right hand side, there's a bunch of options. So you see if you hit L2 and R2, which are the triggers, you can rotate. So as you can see, I'm rotating here. There we go. Then with the D-pads, while you're holding triangle, with the D-pads, you can zoom in and out or change the pitch. So I'm hitting up to change the pitch. And then if you press and hold up on the D-pad, it will zoom in once. And then if you press it again, it'll zoom back out. If you press down on the D-pad, if you hold down on the D-pad, it will zoom all the way in. So there you go. Y acts as a camera set where you're facing button. So not Y, but triangle on the PlayStation. You will just tap it, and wherever you're facing, that's where your camera will turn, which I think works very well. One of the drawbacks for this is that and I'll show you, if you're using a mouse and keyboard, you can zoom in using the scroll wheel, and no matter what action you do, it will stay at that level, right? It will stay at that camera angle or that camera zoom, right? However, for the controller right now, unless they change it when it comes out on the PS5, for right now, even if you're zoomed all the way in, as soon as you start attacking, it'll zoom all the way out. No matter which zoom you're in, it'll just zoom all the way out. A little annoyance, but not too bad. Okay, let's move on. To change your weapons, you have, as you see in the bottom left here, D-pad up, I have it set for my sword. D-pad right is my mace. D-pad down is my axe, and D-pad left is my guns. All right. And then on the bottom is the hold hotbar. So what I mean by that is, obviously, if you want to pop that potion in the first slot, I would hold D-pad up to pop a potion. Okay. Same thing if I want to change my, it looks like I have a cape there on the side. So if I want to change that, I just hold D-pad right, hold to change. And you see my fishing rod there on the D-pad left, hold, and whip out my fishing rod. Funky as it kind of feels at first, it does work very well. So I honestly don't have any complaints with it, to be honest. I mean, Maybe there's a few tweaks they can do here and there, or maybe add a way to change the button maps. But as of right now, the default controls work pretty well. You'll have to use circle for your dodge, which I actually prefer to use circle for dodge. Your dodge attack, L1, which is LB on labeled here, but it's L1 on the DualSense 5 or the PS5 controller. L1 is your magic attack, and R1 will be your counter attack. And L1 and R1 together will be your ultimate attack. All right, now we're gonna move on to building. For building, is the sun out? I want to make sure because I'm about to take off my roof. For building, now there's the scroll wheel options, right? So that will be your square button. So if you hold square, you bring up the scroll wheel box here, where you can use your different forms, your animal forms, stuff like that. Your blood mend. You just use your scroll wheel. As I'm holding the square button now and just scrolling around. If you notice to the left there's if I press the left D-pad, the build menu will come up. And the build menu works pretty well. In this menu, you can still use the camera movement as wherever you're facing, the camera will go while you're building. Okay, and use the right stick to highlight your sections. You will do L1 and R1 to cycle through, you know, foundation, walls, stairs, things like that. And then the D-pad to choose. Then D-pad down will change the category. So I have production, garden, decoration, lighting. But for now, for this little test, we're gonna do the foundation. As you can see, I'm highlighting the floor here with my right stick. And there's an option, if I hit L2, I can dismantle. So I'll hold it and it'll dismantle. And then to put it back, I use the D-pad, select the floor here, the diamond pattern floor, and I could either hit X or right trigger to place it back. And that's it. If I want to move something, I would cancel out to the main build menu, highlight it, hold or press R1. Press R2 and move it around. While you're holding something, you can rotate it with the bumpers, L1 and R2. You can rotate, or you can cancel out by pressing circle, and circle again to cancel out all the way. So yeah, that's basic functions of using the controller. If I hit the start button, brings me to the character equipment menu, where you could use your D-pad to scroll around. You can move things. So like if I wanted to take this out of the hotbar, move something around, I would use the triangle. It will highlight, go down here, triangle, put it there. Triangle, highlight, triangle, put it there. So that works out very well. So that's how you move things around in your inventory to put things in your hotbar. L2 and R2 will move it around this way. We'll cycle through the tab. So crafting, personal crafting, your blood pool, your attributes, stuff like that. Trying to see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Well, yeah, other than that, you know, your menu, if I hit, you notice I'm hitting the left side of the touchpad. The right side of the touchpad will act as start, left side will act as like back button, right? Select or whatever. So I would hit that and it'll bring up the map menu. Use the R1, R2 to cycle through. You can go to your system and, you know, hit X, stuff like that. So yeah, but you know, for the most part, like I said, the controller works fine. I enjoy playing with controller. I have my reasons because, you know, getting older, your hands feel a little crampy if you keep using mouse and keyboard, WASD, moving them fingers around. But for the most part, I've been having a really good time playing with controller. It does work very well. Hope it won't discourage you not to try the game if you're not a mouse and keyboard player, if you want to play it on PC. However, again, when the PS5 release comes, hopefully they'll add button maps on the PC. And yeah, other than that, I hope this video helped you out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.